Welcome to this video on the Global Tourism Plastics Initiative. In this video, we will discover together what the GTPI is and why you should become a signatory of this important initiative launched in 2020. The shift to circularity in the plastics economy is particularly needed in tourism destinations, where growing amounts of single-use plastic products, particularly in the post-pandemic context, could produce an increase of 251% in solid waste by 2050. Fighting plastic pollution is important for the tourism sector to reduce negative impacts on destinations, which can include increased waste, loss of attractiveness, increased pressure on limited waste infrastructure, biodiversity loss, and harm to both animal and human health. Pollution is one of the major environmental challenges of our times, together with biodiversity loss and climate change. The GTPI acts as the tourism sector interface of the new Plastics Economy Global Commitment, one of the major global movements mobilizing commitments from businesses and governments with the final objective of ending plastic pollution by establishing a circular plastics economy. It provides a common vision and framework for tourism stakeholders to address the causes of plastic pollution in a concerted manner. The problem of plastic pollution is too big for any one organisation to solve on its own. Therefore, everyone has a role to play. Stakeholders at all levels of the value chain can become signatories, including tour operators, travel agents and platforms, destinations, accommodation providers, suppliers, and cruise lines, as well as what we call supporting organisations, meaning organisations such as NGOs, consultancies, business associations, and networks. Supporting organisations may not themselves have a large plastics footprint, but can act as influencers thanks to their networks and expertise. At time of recording, the GTPI has over 125 signatories, and here is a snapshot of a few of them. We have large global players like Accor, TUI, and Six Senses, and we also have a lot of SMEs. Currently, businesses are the main stakeholder group. Last year, we obtained encouraging results from the 6 largest companies that committed back in 2020, showing that 108 million plastic items and packaging, an equivalent of 804 metric tons, have been eliminated since the beginning of this initiative. Our programme has since replicated this approach of setting ambitious commitments and annually disclosing results to also tackle 2 other key issues: climate change and food waste. The GTPI develops sectoral commitments in partnership with the private sector. These can require for accommodation providers to commit to actions such as the elimination of problematic or unnecessary plastic packaging and items by 2025, the introduction of reuse models to move away from single-use solutions by 2025, the coordination at value chain level to move towards 100% of plastic packaging to become reusable, recyclable, or compostable by 2025, the coordination among tourism stakeholders to increase the amount of recycled content across all plastic packaging and items used, or the investment to increase the recycling and composting rates for plastics. Becoming signatories is very easy. Firstly, you need to download and read the signatory pack for additional guidance to develop your commitments and the terms of reference of the initiative to understand its background. Secondly, you collaboratively prepare your commitments and get validation from management and engagement of key stakeholders that are affected by plastic pollution. Thirdly, you will complete the online signatory form. Fourth, the GTPI will review your commitments and give feedback. Fifth, you will submit your final commitments signed by your management. And finally, you can be proud of your commitments and announce them publicly. The GTPI is not only about making commitments, it also provides clear benefits to its signatories. By joining the GTPI, you can increase your profitability, your visibility, your competitiveness, as well as your resilience and your sustainability. You may also attract new investments and reinforce collaboration with all your stakeholders along your value chain. Together with the GTPI, you will reduce your ecological impact by preserving and protecting your environment. You will not be alone. Since the beginning, the GTPI team has been developing and compiling tools, methodologies, and knowledge to guide you to implement your commitments throughout your journey. Scan the QR code and discover all the tools we have for you. Join us. Join the Global Tourism Plastics Initiative.